some Democrats are still pushing the collusion narrative despite special counsel Robert Mueller finding no proof.
Collusion is still an open question.
Well, again, what legal term are we using here for collusion? I'm not willing to conclude anything yet.
Whatever kind of, collusion that didn't lead to a criminal indictment doesn't mean that it didn't happen.
So we know there was an intent there to receive the help from the Russians, so let's know what Mueller saw.
I did say that there is ample evidence, and indeed there is, of collusion.
Well, and that was yesterday. Joining us right now is, with reaction, is Fox News contributor and former DNC interim chair, Donna Brazile. Donna, a lot of the people we've seen on television talking about how there's still a possibility of collusion said, let's just wait for the Mueller report. We trust Robert Mueller. Right. Now he's come out and he said, there's no evidence of any collusion. So if the Democrats continue with this collusion thing, I don't think that helps with the voter.
Well, first of all, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
And it's such a great honor to be with all of you. I cannot wait to sit on that couch because, when I sit there, I'm going to go, you know what? I'm going to relax and really have a great day. But I have to tell you, you know what the Democrats want? They want the same thing that we saw back in 1998. Because I'm Donna Brazile and I like to read, this is the report from the Ken Starr report from 1998. Wow. Yeah, 3 volumes. And by the way, I read it. This was a very important moment in our country's history back then. And I think we need to go beyond the 4 pages. I want the full report myself because I became chair of the Democratic Party for the second time in my life as a result of the hacking. I think what Democrats are asking for, like most Americans, they want to see as much of the report as possible. We know that parts of it will have to be redacted. Part of it has to be redacted. We know the grand jury's testimony may not be public, but we are adults. We need to see the report. And I think once the report is out, all of the report, then I think the American people will get a better understanding of what happened. And hopefully we can stop thinking about who's right and who's wrong and figure out how do we protect our country
but Donna, would you also agree that they were wrong? The summary says there's no collusion, and the summary was put together by William Barr, with knowing that one of his best friends is Bob Mueller. So if Mueller says anything was inaccurate about the summary, he would have brought it out. Now, you could get details from this report, but I understand correctly from Ken Starr's conversation with us, one of the reasons there is a special counsel with these rules to go to the Attorney General is because all the salacious details that came out on Bill Clinton forever sullied. It made everybody change the rules. So everybody wants to go back to the rules that both sides agreed to get rid of last time.
No, I'm saying, look, I recognize that individuals who might have been witnesses or might have seen something, and if it was before the grand jury, you can redact that. These volumes are full of redactions. These volumes are full of, but it is also full of details and information. What I saw here, and look, I'm not looking at this through any eyes but the eyes that I saw and witnessed as someone who was the chair of the party. It says the investigation did not establish that members of the Trump campaign conspired or coordinated with the Russian government in its election interference activities. I want to know, this is me, okay? I'm a Democrat, but I'm also an American. I want to know, when the Russians came to the Trump campaign and they tried to give them information, did they tell the FBI, did they call the police and say, hey, we got these guys from Russia trying to give us stuff that we don't need or we don't want? I mean, look, let us see the report. And I think we'll all get back on the same page when it comes to protecting our country from future
I think everyone wants
attacks.
I think everyone agrees they want to see the report. Even the president said that. But back to Steve's question. FBI investigation, no collusion. Senate committee, no collusion. House committee, no collusion. Mueller report, no collusion. Democrats are now vowing to continue an investigation. Do you agree or disagree with that?
The Democrats have a constitutional responsibility. Remember, we have an oversight responsibility of the executive branch.
So
let the Democrats know. You're asking me 2 questions. In terms of the Democrats' constitutional responsibility, it's the same constitutional responsibilities that the Republicans had when they were in charge of the House of Representatives. Mr. Graham, who is in charge of the Senate Judiciary Committee, he says he's going to open an investigation. I don't understand why when one side decides to open an investigation, we get upset.
Well,
but the
because
other
they're
side,
going on a different area of it, Donna. They're not going over this area of it. They're going to say, well, how did this come to be, being that the whole premise was blown up and shown to be... That's what he's focusing on.
Do you know what I want Democrats and Republicans to do? I want them to make sure that this never happens to our country again, so that the next election, which is in 587 days, the president who's running for re-election, the Democrats who are trying to get his job, I hope that we don't we don't go through this again.
Exactly.
Can we agree on that?
We all agree on that.
Wants that again. It was a mess. All right,
Thanks,
Donna, welcome to the Fox family.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I'm going back home. I'm putting this in my basement, and 20 years from now, I'll just pull it out again.
Hopefully not.
We hope not, based on your last comment.
Put it in the Donna Brazile library.